आइए हम बात करते हैं यूनिट फर्स्ट, डाइवर्सिटी इन द लिविंग वर्ल्ड। Biology is the science of life form and living process. The living world comprises an amazing diversity of living organisms. Early man could easily perceive the difference between inanimate matter and living organisms. Early man defined some of the inanimate matter, wind, sea, fire, etc., and sun among the animals and plant. A common feature of all such forms of inanimate and animate object was the sense of awe or fever that they evoke. The description of living organisms, including human beings, began much later in human history. Society which indulged in anthropocentric view of biology could register limited progress in biological knowledge. Systematic and monumental description of life form brought in out of necessity, detailed system of identification, nomenclature and classification. The biggest spin off of such study was the recognition of the sharing of similarities among living organisms both horizontally and vertically, that all present day living organisms are related to each other and also to all organisms that ever lived on this earth, was a revelation which humbled man, led to cultural movement for conservation of biodiversity. In the following chapter of this unit, you will get a description including classification of animal and plant from a taxonomist perspective. हम बात करते हैं साइंटिस्ट के बारे में। Born on 5th July 1904 in Kempton, Ernest Mayr, the Harvard University evolutionary biologist who has been called the Darwin of the 20th century, was one of the 100 greatest scientists of all time. Mayr joined Harvard Faculty of Art and Science 1953 and retired in 1975, assuming the title Alexander Agassiz Professor of Biology Emeritus. Throughout his early 80-year career, his research spanned ornithology, taxonomy, zoogeography, evolution, systematic, and the history and philosophy of biology. He almost single-handedly made the origin of species diversity the central question of evolutionary biology that it is today. He also pioneered the currently accepted definition of a biological species. Mayr was awarded the three prizes, widely regarded as the Triple Crown of Biology: the Belgian Prize in 1983, the International Prize for Biology in 1994, and the Crawford Prize in 1999. Mayr died at the age of 100 in the year 2004. Chapter 1. The Living World. How wonderful is the living world! The wide range of living type is amazing. The extraordinary habitat in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountain, deciduous forest, ocean, freshwater lakes, desert, a hot spring, leave us speechless. The beauty of a galloping horse, of the migrating bird, the valley of flower, or the attacking shark awake and deep sense of wonder. The ecological conflict and cooperation among members of a population and among population of a community, yeah, even the molecular traffic inside a cell make us deeply reflect on what indeed is life. This question has two implicit questions within it. The first is a technical one and seek answer to what living is as opposed to the non-living. And the second is a philosophical one and seek answer to what the purpose of life is. As scientists, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We will try to reflect on what is living. Diversity in the living world. If you look around, you will see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plant, insect, bird, your pet, or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. If you were to increase the area that you make observations in, the range and variety of organisms that you see would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kind of living organisms in it. Each different kind of plant, animal, or organism that you see represent a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number and type of organism present on earth. We should remember here that as we explore new area and even old one, new organisms are continuously being identified. As stated earlier, there are millions of plant and animals in the world. We know the plant and animal in our own area by their local name. These local names would vary from place to place, even with a country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find way and means to talk to each other to refer to organism we are talking about. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature या naming of only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedure to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. For plant, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria, which were provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. You may ask, how are animals named? Animal taxonomists have evolved international code for zoological nomenclature. The scientific name ensure that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organism. Biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific name to known organisms. Each name has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by Carolus Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system using a two-word format was found convenient. Let us take the example of mango to understand the way of providing scientific name better. The scientific name of mango is written as Mangifera indica. Let us see how it is a binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus, while indica is a particular species or a specific epithet. Other universal rules of nomenclature are as follows. Biological names are generally in Latin and written in italic. They are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. The first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the word in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined or printed in italic to indicate their Latin origin. The first word denoting the genus start with a capital letter, while the specific epithet start with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the example of Mangifera indica. Name the author appear after the specific epithet, that is, at the end of the biological name, and is written in an abbreviated form, Mangifera indica Lin. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus. Since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organisms, it is necessary to devise some names to make this possible. This process is classification. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observation characters. For example, we easily recognize groups such as plant or animals, या dog, cat, या insect. The moment we use any of these terms, we associate certain characters with the organism in that group. What image do you see when you think of a dog? Obviously, each one of us will see dog and not cat. Now, if we were to think the Alsatian, we know what we are talking about. Similarly, suppose we were to say mammals, you would of course think of animal with external ear and body hair. Likewise, in plant, if we try to talk of feet, the picture in each of our mind will be of wheat plant, not of rice, any other plant. Hence, all these dog, cats, mammals, wheat, rice, plant, animals, etc. are convenient category we use to study organisms. The scientific term for these categories is taxa. Here you must recognize that taxa can indicate categories at very different level. Plant also form a taxa. Wheat is also a taxa. Similarly, animal, mammal, dog are all taxa, but you know that a dog is mammal and mammals are animals. Therefore, animals, mammals and dog represent taxa at different level. Hence, based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is taxonomy. External and internal structure, along with the structure of cell, development process and ecological information of organisms are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic study. Hence, characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature are the processes that are basic to taxonomy. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested in knowing more and more about the various kinds of organisms, particularly with reference to their own use. In early days, human beings needed to find sources for their basic need of food, clothing, and shelter. Hence, the earliest classifications were based on the uses of various organisms. Human beings were since long not only interested in knowing more about different kind of organisms and their diversity, but also the relationship among them. This branch of study was referred to as systematic. The word systematic is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. Linnaeus used Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. The scope of systematic was later enlarged to include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Systematic takes into account evolutionary relationship between organisms. Taxonomic categories. Classification is not a single step process but involve hierarchy of steps in which each step represents a rank or category. Since the category is a part of overall taxonomic arrangement, it is called the taxonomic category, and all categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. Each category referred to as a unit of classification, in fact, represent a rank and is commonly termed as taxon. Taxonomic category and hierarchy can be illustrated by an example. Insect represent a group of organisms sharing common features like three pair of jointed legs. It means insects are recognizable concrete objects which can be classified and thus were given a rank or category. Can you name other such group of organisms? Remember, group represent category. Category further denoted rank. Each rank or taxon in fact represent a unit of classification. These taxonomic group category are distinct biological entities and not merely morphological aggregate. Taxonomical study of all known organisms have led to the development of common characteristics such as kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, and species. All organisms, including those in the plant and animal kingdom, have species as the lowest category. Now the question you may ask is, how to replace an organism in various categories? The basic requirement is the knowledge of characters of an individual or group of organisms. This helps in identifying similarity and dissimilarity among the individuals of the same kind of organism as well as of other kind of organisms. Species. Taxonomic studies consider a group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities as a species. One should be able to distinguish one species from the other closely related species based on the distinct morphological Differences. Let us consider Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, Panthera leo. All the three names indica, tuberosum, leo represent the specific epithet, while the first word Mangifera, Solanum and Panthera are genera and represent another higher level of taxon या category. Each genus may have one or more than one specific epithet, represent different organisms but having morphological similarities. For example, Panthera has another specific epithet called tigris. Solanum include species like nigrum and Melongina. Human beings belong to the species Sapiens, which is grouped in the genus Homo. The scientific name thus for human being is written as Homo sapiens. Genus की बात करते हैं. Genus comprises a group of related species which has more characters in common in comparison to species of other genera. We can say that genera are aggregate to closely related species. For example, potato and brinjal are two different species but both belong to the genus Solanum. Lion, Panthera leo, leopard, Panthera pardus, tiger, Panthera tigris, with several common features are all species of the genus Panthera. This genus differed from another genus Felis, which include cats. Family. The next category, family, has a group of related genera with still less number of similarities as compared to genus and species. Family are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive features of plant species. Both plants, for example, three different genera Solanum, Petunia and Datura, are placed in the family Solanaceae. Among animals, for example, genus Panthera comprising lion, tiger, leopard, input animals with genus Felis, cat, in the family Felidae. Similarly, if you observe the feature of a cat and a dog, you will find some similarity and some differences as well. They are separated into two different families, Felidae and Canidae. Order. You have seen earlier that categories like species, genus and family are based on the number of similar characters. Generally, order and other higher taxonomic categories are identified based on the aggregate of character. Order, being a higher category, is the assemblage of family which exhibit a few similar characters. The similar characters are less in number as compared to different genera. Including in a family, plant families like Canolaceae, Solanaceae are included in the order Ponemoniales, mainly based on the floral character. The animal order Carnivora include families like Felidae and Canidae. Class. This category includes related order. For example, order Primata, comprising monkey, gorilla and gibbon, is placed in the class Mammalia, along with order Carnivora that include animals like tiger, cat and dog. Class Mammalia has also order also. Phylum की बात करते हैं. Phylum, class comprising animal like fishes, amphibians, reptile, bird, along with mammals, constitute the next higher category called phylum. All these based on the common feature like presence of notochord. and dorsal hollow neural system are included in phylum Chordata. In case of plant, classes with a few similar characters are assigned to a higher category called division kingdom. All animals belonging to various phyla are assigned to the highest category called kingdom Animalia. In the classification system of animals, the kingdom Plantae on the other hand is distinct and comprises all plant from various divisions. Henceforth, we will refer to these two groups as animal and plant kingdoms. The taxonomic category from species to kingdom have been shown in ascending order, starting with species in figure. These are broad categories. However, taxonomists have also developed subcategories in the hierarchy to facilitate more sound and scientific placement of various taxa. Look at the hierarchy in figure 1.1. Can you recall the basis of arrangement? Say for example, as we go higher from species to kingdom, the number of common characteristics goes on decreasing. Lower the taxa, more are the characteristics that are member within the taxon share. Higher the category, greater the difficulty of determining the relationship to other taxa at the same level. Hence, the problem of classification becomes more complex. Table 1.1 indicate the taxonomic category to which some common organisms like housefly, man, mango, and wheat belong. Man, biological name Homo sapiens, genus Homo, family Hominidae, order Primata, class Mammalia, phylum Chordata. Housefly, biological name Musca domestica, genus Musca, family Musidae, order Diptera, class Insecta, phylum Arthropoda. Mango, biological name Mangifera indica, genus Mangifera, family Anacardiaceae, order Sapindales, class Dicotyledone, division Angiospermi. Wheat, Triticum aestivum, genus Triticum, family Poaceae, order Poales, class Monocotyledone, division Angiospermi. अब बात करते हैं समरी. The living world is rich in variety. Millions of plants and animals have been identified and described, but a large number still remains unknown. The very range of organisms in terms of size, color, habitat, physiological and morphological features make us seek the defining characteristics of living organisms. In order to facilitate the study of kind and diversity of organisms, biologists have evolved certain rules and principles for identification. Nomenclature and classification of organisms, the branch of knowledge dealing with these aspects is referred to as taxonomy. The taxonomy study of various species of plant and animal are useful in agriculture, forestry, industry, and in general for knowing our bioresources and their diversity. The basic of taxonomy like identification, naming, and the classification of organisms are universally involved under international code. Based on the resemblance and distinct differences, each organism is identified and assigned a correct scientific biological name comprising two words as per the binomial system of nomenclature. The organism represent occupies a place या position of the system of classification. There are many category rank are generally referred to as taxonomic categories or taxa. All the category constitutes a taxonomic hierarchy. Thank you.